Welcome back. Two girls are missing in Tucson, Arizona. 6-year-old Isabel Celis and 13-year-old Maribel Gonzalez. And police are about to uncover a disturbing link between the two cases. Soon after Isabel's disappearance, police question a convicted sex offender named Christopher Clements, who lives down the road from the Celis family. He tells them that he was at a bar with a friend that night.
It feels like the investigation has never gone any further than right here. That's what is so frustrating.
Meanwhile, Isabel's own family members are still under the microscope. Out of desperation, they hire their own private investigator, Jerry Snyder, who starts turning over investigative stones.
We looked at one of the relatives of the family and his friend that basically didn't have 6 hours that they could explain as to where they were the day that she went missing.
But that avenue falls flat almost immediately when the person in question has a solid alibi. Out of thousands of leads, not one is panning out. Then, finally, 5 years after Isabel disappeared into the night, a much-needed break. Remember career criminal Christopher Clements? He was in jail on a burglary charge when the FBI gets a call from his fiancée,
who says Clements knows where the little girl is buried and he leads them to the spot as part of a deal.
That deal was to help police find her in exchange for having the burglary charges dropped. But he claims even though he knows where she's buried, he didn't kill her. Police don't buy it.
You told us where she was. So I know that you know a lot more. You have to. Just by the mere fact that you knew where she was. You have to.
I know a lot more than that.
Did he ever? Clements takes police straight to Isabel's remains, which are very close to the remote spot where 13-year-old Maribel Gonzalez had also been found. Further evidence helps authorities make their case. Cell phone records show Clements was in the area the night Maribel disappeared. Hair samples found on her body don't rule him out. Checking Clements' home computer, detectives discover the worst kinds of images. Children, adults, engaging in all kinds of sex acts. 6 years after Isabel Celis was snatched from her parents' home, police charge Christopher Clements with first-degree murder and kidnapping in both cases. First, he goes on trial for Maribel. A few months later, he faces trial for little Isabel, but it ends in a hung jury. Clements was retried this year with prosecutors focusing on cell phone data rather than DNA evidence. This time, justice is finally done for little Isa and her parents. By now, Clements was already serving a life sentence for Maribel's murder. That didn't stop the judge from slapping on another life sentence plus 20 years. An outcome that won't bring Isa back as her parents live with the pain of losing her for the rest of their lives. Isabel's parents said that their family is also serving a life sentence of an inescapable, never-ending nightmare.